Cheers, Ruth. So in this video, as promised, we're going to be looking at the chlorine. I believe my water company in the Stoke-on-Trent area is putting a lot of chlorine in, I believe putting a lot of chlorine into my water, which could be causing me issues in the pond. Some of my regular viewers are fully aware that since May, when I decided to take the covers off, I've had nothing but problems. Parasite problems, flashing problems, fish having problems that I can't solve. So I've come down to looking at the chlorine levels and what's coming in, because lots of people in our local area, as my local shop has been telling me, is having similar problems. So I've managed to get hold of a Hannah chlorine testing kit, one of these. So dead chuffed. A friend of mine who watches the channel, Paul, you the man, he messaged me and said, look, I've got one of these if you want to borrow it and see what your chlorine levels are like, because yeah, it does affect mine. So I don't even, some of you may remember, Paul, when 2 or 3 years back I couldn't get hold of any phoc. Yeah, phoc. I couldn't get hold of the water conditioner that I use called phoc. And and he basically became my black market dealer. Remember this? Hey, mate. Hello? Got any phoc? Good stuff. Oh, that's good. He's got the stuff. Still taking these?
I've got millions of them.
Oh man, I've got a garage full of these things. Okay, no problem. Cash.
Cash, it'll do.
Yeah. Come on, get in. Excellent stuff that was. Excellent, mate. Can't fault you for that. So anyway, we're going to get this Hannah testing kit. We're going to get this bowl in, and we're going to do a number of different tests. We're going to test the water from my tap. We're going to test the water from my De-chlorinator, and we're also going to we're going to do 3 additional tests, because one of our subscribers has said that she believed that the water companies put more chlorine or chloramine in the system on a weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they put more in then, and then it drops off through the week. So we're going to do Friday, Saturday and Sunday and see what the results are from there. Now if we've got results high and it is putting chlorine into my system, no matter what the number, because it should be 0. I don't want any chlorine in my system. We're going to have a look at how I can make it 0. So we're going to test the pond water as well after I put the de-chlorinator stuff in. So we've got 2 products to deal with there, and we're going to give that a blast. So let's get cracked on. So here's a kit I've borrowed, the Hannah PPB chlorine tester thing. So this is the actual tester itself. I'm not sure, let me just... Yeah, it measures things, and that's where the results are. Gives you a couple of vials, gives you these little sachets that you have to put in the water, that it measures how much chlorine is in the water. I don't know if that comes with it or not, but I was told that I can obviously fill the vial with this. So first of all, we're going to check the water through the de-chlorinator and through the filter. So this is water from the de-chlorinator and the filter. So I wasn't going to do normal tap water because I don't put it in my pond that way. I put it through my de-chlorinator. So straight from the de-chlorinator, before it hits the pond, let's see what it is. So this goes into there apparently. Close that off. So you add the stuff now, so C2. So then we get a countdown, 2 minutes 30 seconds, as you can see on the screen there, and we see what the result is. $302. So my pond is taking 200 and something of whatever units of chlorine and chloramine away, of chlorine should I say, away from the pond. So that's, I'm quite chuffed with that, to be honest. I think my de-chlorinator is doing a pretty good job. It's just that 60 something I'm left with. So yeah, very interesting. Right, time for a bit of a recap. So when I first got the tester, we did it on a Tuesday, and that ended up at 302. Then on the Friday, we measured the chlorine from the tap. That was also 295. On the Saturday, 378 parts per billion, I think it is. And then on the Sunday, 360 parts per billion. Now, through the dechlorinator, as you saw, you know, we had a 0.64, which I think is I think that little dechlorinator of mine, with just 2 of the carbon filters and a paper filter in, doing pretty good for me. That is, I was quite impressed that it was taking out, you know, all the way from sort of 302 right down to 64, but that 64 should be 0. So in a minute I'm going to test what the water in the pond is, because I'll be doing a bit of a top up and see what the water is in the pond rather than just coming out of my dechlorinator. And then from there we're going to start looking at what products I'm going to put in to get this 64 down to 0. Let's get on with that. Right, so down to 11. So again, interesting results going on here. We've got, like, coming out of tap, sort of anywhere from 295 to 378 parts per billion, I think it is, ppb, and then through the chlorinator coming out at 0.64 parts per ppb, and actually in the pond at 11. So that's an interesting one, but it's still not 0. So I've got to try to get that down now. So I think personally, I've used a lot of Paul's testy kit things. Don't use any more, bless him. He's given me for nothing. So I'm not going to do any more testing now, because I'm quite chuffed with how my dechlorinator is doing, and the amount of chlorine I'm actually putting into my pond isn't that much through the sort of trickle-in system. I think when if I do a top up, or if I do a filter clean and I need to top up, then obviously more will be going in. And now I know that, which is good. So I can just start using the dechlorinator. Now I've got 2 products I'm going to be using to see if I can get this down to 0. But before that, there's something I've got to do. Fluke again, for flip's sake. Here we go again. I blooming knew it. I knew it. As soon as, while I was making the video, I could see things happening in the pond that you couldn't see, and I thought, let's just jump on it and cross fingers it wasn't going to be, but it is. So I'm just making another move on it now. So anyway, I don't want to bore you by talking about it. Let's just get on with the chlorine video as per video. Right then, to getting rid of chlorine in your ponds, it's a lot of the chlorine dechlorinators work through the carbon, taking chlorine out through your carbon dechlorinator. But if you wanted to put a chemical into your pond to assist that, you'd be looking at using sodium thiosulphate, which is a natural dechlorinator. You use it in swimming pools, you can use it in ponds, and that's what I'm going to be looking at. So I'm looking at 2 products today. One product that you can get from Amazon, and I'll put the link below. That's the pure, I think it's something like 99% pure sodium thiosulphate. And you can get a decent 1 kilogram bag in there for like 12-13 quid. Because 1 kilogram of pure sodium thiosulphate will do 300,000 litres of water. So you buy a bag of that and it'll last you donkeys. If you're having a problem with chlorine, you need to be getting rid of the chlorine from your ponds. The other product we're going to be looking at is the Kusuri Dechlorinator. Now the thing with the Kusuri Dechlorinator is it comes in a large jug, a large sort of 5-litre tub. If you look on the instructions on the back, it says it is 13% sodium thiosulphate, up to 1% of blue dye, and then 87% water. So obviously you could put more of that in than putting in the actual sodium thiosulphate in, because the other stuff is quite watered down. Right, so I'm going to mix myself up a litre of that sodium thiosulphate. I've put both products, the Kusuri stuff and the original. Let's say the original stuff, it's a big bag, of kilogram bag, it'll probably last you forever, for like 13 quid I think it is. So I'm going to mix myself some of that. So from now on, I'm just going to calculate what I need for my volume of my pond when I'm doing water changes and putting water in from the tap, because I know what's coming in now. Thank goodness. About time and all. Thank God for that. So at least now I know, and a big shout out for Paul again for borrowing me that tester, because they're not cheap, and you know, bless you, I'll get it back to you in the next couple of days. Is I now know how high the chlorine is in my tap water, which I didn't know before. I was kind of guessing. And now I also know that my de-chlorinator is doing a pretty good job but not taking it to zero. So it now gives me a better idea of what de-chlorinator to put into my pond to deal with the chlorine. Very, very good. So I'm going to just keep adding the de-chlorinator as and when I start adding more water or doing water changes or filter cleans or whatever it may be. Also, I wanted to let you know, when I popped into Steve's to pick up some more fluke medication, corner of my eye I spotted some cracking looking fish in one of his bigger tanks. I just sort of quizzed him and I said, oh, where'd you get them from? He's got another batch of fish in, he's got some more coming in as well. He's got some really good price on them as well. I wanted to let you know about it if any of you were interested and getting some more fish. Steve, PENG, Stoke-on-Trent, I'll leave his details of address and all that kind of stuff. He's also on Facebook, I'll put that in the description below. But just a couple of examples. I borrowed a couple of certificates just to sort of give you an example. For example, he's got a key Kujaku, 2 years old, 32 centimeters, 190 quid. Thought that was quite good. And there was a Hiyutsuri. You should see the deep red on the Hiyutsuri. Really, really good. The breeder was Hirasawa, 4 years old, almost 50 centimeters, 400 quid. I thought that was quite good. It's amazing how he can actually let you know what the prices are, but we can't. How does that work out? Pop over and just say, Andy from Koi Pond Lifestyle sent me down, he'll know what you're talking about. Go and have a look at his fish. Or if you need anything else, just pop in to see Steve. Got loads of stock in, food. If you're building a pond, he'll give you loads of info, give you all the equipment you need for there. So yeah, pop in. He's got loads. I just picked these two examples out because I thought these were really nice, and if I'd have had some space, I'd have probably sneaked a couple in myself. So but yeah, pop in, have a look. So thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe, share, ding the bell for notifications, and click that like, because that makes all the difference to the algorithms. Thanks very much for watching. Koi Pond Lifestyle.